Hey y'all, good morning. I am outside getting my sunlight right before I have a long day of testing. I'm almost complete with my end-to-end tests using Playwright. It's my first time using that tech or that tool in order to fully test from end to end, meaning from the server side to the client side, making sure that sign in routes work and the authentication works correctly for my user base for my SpinSpot application, which is going to be available pretty soon to some test users. I just want to begin testing prior to the release of the most important feature. With that being said, I was doing a little bit of understanding of how I'm going to implement what is known as an AI agent. And it's a video that I found by complete accident of this man explaining the context window of how many tokens you're allotted is basically going to be persisted if you have the correct folder structure. I had to watch the video 2 or 3 times to fully understand what he was talking about because the first 2 times I would say I was just listening to him and not quite understanding. But by the third time, I fully understood as to how it could be useful. And I think the cool thing is that he breaks it down in a very simple manner. So you don't need to necessarily be technical. You could just have a very fundamental understanding of Claude and Claude code. But if you are an engineer, a software developer, whatever you want to call yourself, and you work as a computer programmer, it can be very helpful if you set up your AI agent to assist you with whatever tasks you need to complete in order to complete your work. And I was looking into this yesterday and the day prior, and I really needed to listen back to it a few times in order to fully understand what he was talking about. Now that I have the gist, I would really like to use it to test what I'm working on because testing is so boring. If I could put a finger on what testing feels like, it's very similar to doing proofs in geometry. When I was in high school, I took geometry and it was my least favorite math out of all of the maths. And I did algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, pre-calculus, and it is very similar to proofs in geometry for software